This is the final video in the series you've been watching on how to build a Blackboard Collaborate session plan. During the last video, you learned how to arrange your content files to build your plan outline. You also learned how to add actions to your files. This video will show a finished Blackboard Collaborate session plan in action. You will see how to open the plan from within Blackboard Collaborate and use it to moderate a live online session. A best practice for conducting an online meeting or training is to have a moderator and a winged person or assistant. As the moderator, some of your responsibilities will be to make sure the session follows the agenda, determine when a pause is needed for clarification, or answer participants' questions. The assistant will help with monitoring the chat and answering questions participants post in the chat window. He or she will also alert the moderator to any questions that may need to be discussed aloud with the group during the session. You will find as moderator that an assistant can help with keeping your live sessions on track and in the long run make them more beneficial for everyone. The first step for holding an online meeting is to launch a Collaborate meeting room. You should have received your moderator's link for the Blackboard Collaborate meeting room that was created specifically for you. Make sure that the Java on the computer you will be using is up to date with the latest version. Otherwise, you will be prompted to update it before you will be allowed to enter the meeting room. This is the inside of a typical Blackboard Collaborate meeting room. As you can see on the Participants panel, on the left side of the screen, there is a moderator and one participant present. You will want to open your session plan, so select the File menu. When the drop-down menu appears, select the Open option and then select Session Plan. An open dialog box like this one will appear. Browse to locate your plan. Once you have found it, select the name and then click on the Open button. The Session Plan library will open. Blackboard Collaborate will start opening the plan. Participants will not see this happening behind the scenes. This plan is 9.4 megabytes in size, so let's pause this video until it has had time to completely open. As you can see, the plan is now open. Notice that the Welcome Audio Check slide is automatically displaying on the whiteboard. This slide will help participants check their audio beforehand so they are ready when the session starts. Either you, the moderator, or your assistant can help troubleshoot any issues participants may have while entering the room or completing the audio check. Another important best practice should be pointed out at this time. It is very helpful to you as the moderator to be able to see exactly what your participants are seeing during your live session. This can be accomplished in a couple of different ways. First, you can use two different computers for your session. You would first log on to one computer as the moderator and then log on to the second computer as a participant. If you don't have access to a second computer, but you have dual screens or one extra large screen connected to your computer, you can log into the session as the moderator using one browser, such as Mozilla Firefox, and then log in as a participant using a different browser, such as Internet Explorer or Chrome. If neither of these options are viable, then making sure to have an assistant on hand is very important. When we created the session plan earlier, we set up the action for recording the session. Therefore, we can close this recording reminder dialog box. You will see in a few seconds how to start the recording using the plan outline. Once all the participants seem to be logged in and their audio is working, it's time to begin the session. Select the Session Plan Training Agenda slide that is on the outline. You should now see it displaying on the whiteboard. The next step is to start the recording, so select that option on the outline. According to the session agenda, the beginning of this session is where some pertinent information needs to be obtained from the participants. Select the screen on the plan that contains the poll question that will be asked. We want to know if any participants have ever used Blackboard Collaborate to hold an online meeting or training session. At this point, an explanation of the purpose of the poll should be given, and there should be a demonstration of how participants will use these yes or no buttons to submit their answers. Once all participants have had an opportunity to respond to the poll, you will want to publish the results on the whiteboard. Select that option on your outline. We only have one participant in this example, so these are the results of the poll. At this point during the live session, it would be an opportune time to discuss the poll results. We are now to the point in the session when this 9-slide presentation on the Blackboard Collaborate interface should be viewed and discussed. As moderator, you can click on each slide in order, or you may toggle back and forth between the slides. There is also a PowerPoint version of this presentation that will be shared with participants. Select the Load Blackboard Collaborate Interface PowerPoint for Transfer action on the outline. A Save File dialog box like this one will appear for participants. As the moderator, you will not see it. They are asked if they would like to save the file now. They may choose yes or no. If needed, you can always resend the presentation by selecting this action again. It is at this time during the live session that you will want to show an MP4 video. Select the Load Multimedia action on the outline first. Then select the Play Multimedia action. The file will open on your screen as well as on the screens of your participants. You may view the video in its entirety, or if you would like to stop it before it is over, select the Stop Multimedia action on the plan. At that point, it would be a good idea to conduct a short discussion of what was viewed. Active hyperlinks can be created using the whiteboard that is part of the Blackboard Collaborate interface. This is an example. It was created on a whiteboard and then saved. Next, it was saved in a folder located outside of the Blackboard Collaborate interface. This way, this whiteboard can be easily reused during subsequent web conferencing sessions. As you saw when we were creating our session plan, it was easy to bring in an existing whiteboard file. When selected, this link will open the location to which it is connected. Notice that it is an internet site and is located outside of the Blackboard Collaborate interface. It's time to take a look again at the agenda for this live session. We want to take time to review what has been covered so far and then take a sneak peek at what will be next. A great tool in Blackboard Collaborate is the Web Tour tool. As we built the plan for this session, you saw how to copy and paste a website URL in the Properties panel. To start the tour, select the Go to Web Tour URL action on the outline. As mentioned in an earlier video, a best practice is to publish the URLs for any websites you tour or view during your session. This allows participants to take a look at them again after the session is over. Select the Publish Web Tour URL to Chat action on the plan. Now you see it displaying in the chat window. This will be helpful so it can be copied and then used later. The last two actions for this particular Collaborate session involve application sharing. As the moderator, you can share items directly from your computer. You will open them ahead of time before the session starts. In this case, we will look at Blackboard Collaborate IM, which is an instant messaging tool you might want to use sometime. This tool is helpful if you would like to connect quickly with someone online instead of just using email. Blackboard IM allows you to connect using audio and/or video, and you can also use it to launch a quick web conferencing session. The Share Application dialog box has appeared, so we will choose the Blackboard IM option. When you are ready to stop application sharing, simply select the Stop Sharing action on the plan. The very last action for this session is another instance of application sharing. This time the Blackboard Collaborate training course will be shared. This is a course inside of Blackboard, and it was built to assist those who would like to start using Blackboard Collaborate for web conferencing. There are also sections in the course on building session plans with Illuminate Plan or using Blackboard Instant Messaging to quickly connect with others online. Let's select the corresponding Share application action on the plan. Here is the course, and the participants are able to view it on their computer screens. Once a sufficient overview and discussion has taken place, select the Stop Sharing action on the outline. A final best practice is to arrange the outline of your session plan to end with the agenda. As you can see, this agenda has a set time for questions and answers at the end. It is important to set aside time for participants to ask any additional questions they may have. Once the session is over and participants start to leave the room, please remember to stop the recording by selecting this button at the top of the screen. This video has shown how the session plan we created during the first 3 videos of this series can be used to moderate a live Blackboard Collaborate session. All of the videos you have watched so far will remain posted in the Blackboard Collaborate training course. Please refer to them as needed. If at any time you need assistance with web conferencing, building a session plan, or using Blackboard Instant Messaging, please contact me, Ruth Payne. My email address is rpayne@oneclay.net. And here are my office and work cell phone numbers. I hope you will start using Blackboard Collaborate to support all your online meeting needs.